My name is Margaret Holloway, and I was still breathing when my family divided my life like property. I was 76 years old the night they read my will out loud, laughing, interrupting each other, correcting details, while I sat quietly in the next room, holding my teacup with both hands so they wouldn't see them shaking. They thought I couldn't hear. They were wrong. The invitation came from my eldest son, Richard, on a Tuesday afternoon. "Mom, we're having a family dinner this Friday," he said in a cheerful tone that felt rehearsed. All of us thought it would be nice. Nice. That word used to mean something. I hesitated. Lately, family gatherings left me exhausted, not physically, but emotionally. Still, I said yes. I always did. "I'll bring dessert," I offered. "No need," Richard replied too quickly. "Just come." I didn't know then that just come really meant just sit quietly. Richard's house stood tall and polished in a neighborhood I could never afford on my pension. Irony has a cruel sense of humor. I had paid $40,000 toward that house's down payment 10 years ago. I remembered the exact moment, handing him the check at my kitchen table. "You'll always live with us one day," he'd promised back then. I parked slowly, gripping the steering wheel longer than necessary. My joints ached, but that wasn't what made it hard to get out of the car. It was the feeling that I was already unwelcome. Dinner was formal. Too formal. Candles. Wine glasses. Cloth napkins. My daughter Elaine barely hugged me. My youngest son Peter nodded politely. Richard's wife Carol smiled without warmth. We ate. Conversation flowed around me, not with me. Work updates. Vacation plans. Renovations. No one asked how I was doing. No one noticed when I stopped eating halfway through my plate. After dinner, Richard stood and clapped his hands. "All right," he said. "Let's talk." My stomach tightened. "This is important," Carol added. Elaine glanced at me briefly, then looked away. Richard cleared his throat. "So we found Mom's will." I blinked. "My will?" I asked. "Yes," Elaine said lightly. "The old one." Old. They spoke as if I were already a memory. "We thought it was time to go over things," Richard continued. "You know, planning. Planning. For my death." Peter laughed softly. "This is awkward," he said. "Talking about Mom like this." "Not really," Carol replied. "She's old. These things matter. Old." There it was. Richard picked up a folder from the sideboard. "My God," Elaine said. "Is that it?" He nodded. "I'll read it." I opened my mouth to speak. No sound came out. "I, Margaret Holloway, being of sound mind," Richard began. They interrupted each other constantly. "Wait, the house goes to Richard, right?" "No, it's split." "That's not fair. She already got money years ago." They argued. About my life. Like I was furniture. Elaine laughed. "Well, at least Mom won't need it anymore." That's when something inside me went cold. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I listened. And I learned exactly who they were. Richard paused reading and looked up. "You know what's funny?" he said. "Mom has no idea how much this is worth now." Carol smirked. She thought living modestly made her noble. Elaine added, "She really believed we cared about Sunday dinners." They laughed. That was the moment I died to them. And the moment I decided to live for myself. They didn't know about the land my father left me. They didn't know about the investments I'd quietly grown. They didn't know about the new will already drafted and signed, waiting. They thought the future belonged to them. They were celebrating too early. I stood slowly. The room fell quiet. Richard said, startled. "We didn't think you were listening." I smiled. A small, calm smile. "Don't stop," I said gently. "I want to hear how my life ends." They didn't laugh anymore.